Writing about reading, jots and entries. Why should I write about reading? The strongest writing about reading actually lifts the level of your thinking about the book. Whenever you pause in your reading to do some writing, it helps to think about how you want to capture not your first thinking, but your best thinking. Here are some tips for taking your writing about reading from good to great. First, spend 10% of your reading time writing. Because you're spending such a small amount of your reading time writing, you want to make sure you prioritize the quality over the quantity. So it's not about writing a lot, but it's about writing things that really matter. You also want to only jot things that you can't hold in your head. If there's something that's really obvious and you can remember it and you know you're going to talk about it the next day in your group, it's probably a waste of time to be jotting those things. What about some of those ideas that pop into your head as you're reading that as you find more information might fall out of your memory? What about those things? Making sure that when you come up with some of those ideas, that you jot those ideas down. And then you can be looking for evidence to support that idea. Maybe there's more information that's going to come later, or maybe you need to go back to an earlier part of the book to make a connection and say, oh, now I see why this happened. But making sure that you're only jotting the things that you can't hold in your head. Don't record your first thought. Record your most interesting thoughts. And sometimes you think something really quickly, but you have to dismiss it right away because there are some more interesting things to think about when it comes to it. So making sure that you're including your most interesting thoughts and not just the first thing that you think of. And also decide what kind of writing best suits your thinking. Which kind of writing works best for you? Do you want to put annotations in the margins? If you own your text, write on it. Go ahead and write out, underline, highlight, take some notes in the margins. If you're reading one of the library books and you can't write in it, Post-it notes are a great alternative. You can maybe create a table, a sketch, or a diagram in your notebook. Maybe you're thinking about something pertaining to your character, and a quick sketch of your character with thought bubbles coming off might be the best way to show your thinking. And make sure that you're writing fast, furious, and long. Getting those ideas down there and making sure it's fast, because remember, you only want to spend 10% of your reading time writing. As the stories you read become more complicated and sophisticated, your thinking work needs to be equally complicated and sophisticated. If I'm seeing sticky notes that look like this, these jots, Amber is mad. Well, that's, from an Amber Brown book. I can tell just from the title of the chapter that Amber's going to be feeling mad in the book. So that shows me that this is your first thinking. From the Hunger Games, Katniss is scared. Again, that's something that just shows that that's that first quick thinking and not thinking more deeply. Of course, Katniss is scared. She's in an arena, killing other kids to survive and for, her government. So, of course she's scared. That's quick first thinking. But there's a lot more going on with Katniss than just feeling scared. From Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Greg is wimpy. Again, that shows just quick first thought. I'm going to jot this down just to have it jotted down. So that's why this symbol is through these kind of Post-it notes. These are not the kind of notes that I expect to see that show you're doing your best thinking. Now here, in this example from Bradley's Animals, you can see, yes, there's some artwork in it that's beautiful. However, what does stand out to me is looking at these larger Post-its of the stars, where this reader is jotting the big ideas. So Bartholomew seems to be his best friend, his big supporter. Bartholomew always saves Ronnie. And then here, these smaller post-it notes support that idea. See how those are flagged off by the sketch of Bartholomew? And same thing here. You have an idea, and there are flags that are coming off the ideas. This shows deeper thinking, more sophisticated and complicated thinking that goes along with your text. So your next step is to follow this link right here to visit a Padlet with a gallery of student notebook pages. View the examples with your group, then make a plan to try out a notebook entry for your book club book. After you've finished your entry, take a screenshot and upload it to Google Classroom.